Hello and welcome to World of Warships with Montrala. Today I have a tier 8 battle, and this is tier 8 only battle. It's epicenter type of the battle, so getting the rings is most important thing. And I'm sailing tier 8 British heavy cruiser Albemarle. The camo or skin that you can see on the Albemarle is the permanent camo that was reward on some Halloween event, I think 2 years ago, and I fixed it to my Albemarle when I got her, so that's why the ship looks kind of strange. Oh, I generally had a lot of problem flying Albemarle, as much as I have with the most British heavy cruisers. I usually die very early in the battle and pointless. So my plan for alive, but sailing to the edge of the map and sitting there is not interesting. So I decided to move into the center cap, sit behind the island here, and provide some support to my destroyers that are trying to get and keep this cap. So I get detected by the carrier and had a rocket strike Parseval, but as I angled against these AP rockets, I only get some overpens, and I get some little more damage from Hipper there, and I'm continuing with my plan, and I want to sit there and maybe support my destroyers, tank some damage, have some shots on the ships that will try to flank us, and I will be trying to save my health for the late point of the battle. And spoiler alert, I actually didn't expect how this all will work out. Now I'm looking into some torpedoes, but there is no way I can torpedo from this position. So I came here, there are some enemy destroyers detected, so I started my hydro. Not that I'm afraid of torpedoes, but my 5 kilometer hydro can help my destroyers sitting in the smoke to avoid those incoming torpedoes, and I hope this is exactly what I achieved. So I'm detected now by the Benson, and I'm actually sure that I have a torpedoes coming from this direction, but I'm angled in towards the torpedoes, so worst that can happen is that I will probably take one torpedo. So I try to move to maybe have a shots on this Holland that is charging our destroyer, but it looks like it was not needed. And here is lightning that is detected, and now she stumbled into my hydro range, so that was probably unpleasant surprise that costed this British destroyer quite a chunk of life from our destroyers that were shooting from the security of their smoke screens. So my hydro is now coming to the end, but I provided some safety to my destroyers, and also spotting by my hydro allowed them to get some 10 on 11,000 HP health on enemy destroyers. Oh, now I'm still sitting in the same position, getting hold of the cap. Actually, being positioned here allows my destroyers to move away from the center cap, because they know that as long as I'm here, enemy will not capture the center circle of this epicenter. The center is the most prized one. It gives the fastest point gain. Oh, the expected torpedoes from Benson did not arrive so far, but I expect that sooner or later some torpedoes will come my way. And the first 5 minutes on the match ended with me having a whole whooping 2,500 HP damage caused, tanked some 100,000 damage, and actually took about 4,000 damage. So actually nothing impressive. Here I made a mistake of going too much backward and exposing myself for fire, and those kind of mistakes can cause a devastating strike. So luckily I didn't pay that much for this mistake, but I moved away from the center cap, and here are the torpedoes, and quite lucky I was in ideal position to avoid any hits from Benson torpedoes. And now I see we have Vladivostok a bit overextended, and actually everyone that can is shooting, so why not to join a party, grab some damage. I have 3 enemy ships pointing at me, but actually only one that has easy shot at me. It's this Vladivostok, and her guns are pointing in different way. No, I'm not overly worrying about getting obliterated. Oh, hello Silvangi. I will try to have some shots, but unfortunately she got undetected. And this is what happens to the lone battleship that is focused by a huge part of the team. As you can see, basically only ships from our team that are playing inside the capture circle are destroyers, Roma, and before it was me, but I moved away. Rest of our battleships is outside. Actually, Tirpitz is coming now towards the capture zone as a rolling German battleship should, but at the times of dead eye every battleship is trying to ideally shoot from the safety of the other map. So I exposed myself and lost some house. Fortunately not that much to die, so with the good heal that the heavy cruisers, the British heavy cruisers has, I was able to heal that. Our USS Kid is very nice to provide me with security of good long-lasting American smoke, so I can do some shooting. I think Bismarck is enjoying my fire. So I will try to put some shots over this island, but looks like it's not working. So maybe I can set some fires on this Kansas. The British HE on heavy cruisers is hard hitting and good for setting fires. Oh, hello Benson. Let's try Oh, so I have a fire on Kansas, and yep. So, after almost 10 minutes, or half of the battle, I finally has my first kill. Okay, Silly Wangi probably will juke those shots by going reverse, yep. And here are the parallel torpedoes from Benson, and that was very, very, very lucky for me. Sorry, take it away. All skill, no luck. Okay, let's have it here. All skill, no luck. Oh, it's time for me to go back into the center cap to block it and probably allow my destroyers Akizuki to be a little more aggressive. So I was hoping to be able to send some torpedoes towards this second Vladivostok from the 3 Vladivostok division on the other team, but she wisely decided that not to move forward anymore. Not that it will be making much of a difference by the look of the amount of fire that's going her way. Oh, I'm sitting safely below, behind this silent and only carrier now can do any damage from me, and actually we are taking a cap. And that was okay, just few tens of seconds before ending the cap, the Vladivostok entered it and stopped our capture progress, but I think she will not live long. And I decided that okay, and that's the second half of the battle. So I'm alive long ago. It's time to be a little more aggressive and maybe try to get some more damage. However, I to try to use this island as a cover to separate my battles and to not allow too many ships to shoot at me at once. So for now I'm focusing this hipper, but actually looks like our Holland managed to scare enemy carrier to go from the hiding behind island and try to join rest of her team, and that is not a good choice. But if you look at the minimap, you'll see that now from inside of every 3 epicenter zones, our team is only in the center zone, and that's me and 2 destroyers. Every other of our ship is outside and actually running away from the capture zone. So that's not a good situation, because this mode is usually won by those who keep the zones. But meanwhile I managed to pick up a kill on the enemy carrier. It's also nice to have a kill on the carrier, as the carriers are universally low, and the Bismarck stumbled into my torpedoes, actually got 3 of them, and that's my 3rd kill. And my damage went to around 80,000 HP. I have some million HP of tanked potential damage, so we are basically going into a battleship range of tanked damage. So we, together with both Akizukis, who had, I must say, a really good match. They are playing together in a team, and it shows that those players know what they are doing. And here, my old friend Hipper has some fires again. Let's see if this silo. Yeah. Oh, okay. And that's my fourth kill. And here Siliwangi is trying to rush me with torpedoes, and I think this will not work well. And that's a Kraken unleashed for me. Haha. Yeah, didn't expect that at the beginning of the battle with my humble plan of just trying to stay alive long enough to become useful in the later stages of the battle. So now we have all 3 cups, and we have a huge lead on points and on ships over the other team. We lost only 3 ships, whole team. They have only 2 left. I'm trying to get some shots on this Albemarle in hope that maybe 6 kills, maybe, but unfortunately we got 2000 points and won this battle. So this battle ended with the Kraken unleashed. I think that's achievements that most players like to see in their battles, and I think I up till now didn't show you any with that much kills. Only 95,000 damage, but I got some significant damage shooting enemy destroyers, so that's a lower damage but more influence on the battle. So that made me first in my team with over 2000 base XP, but as you can see, both Akizukis in the division that are playing had always XP points, and those guys really had influence on the battle. Damage wise, the most damage I do was on the Bismarck, a bit on the Percival, a bit on the Hipper. For the Benson, it's the 4000 damage is a significant chunk, and actually Siliwangi was, when she tried to rush me and went into my hydro range, so was lit to everybody, and both Akizukis started to shoot her. So when it came to my shots, it was not much health to be taken, but there was also some damage on the other ships. But I think this battle is a very good illustration how powerful can be a cruiser with a good portion of health intact in the second half of the battle, and how much influence on the battle the cruiser that managed to stay alive can do, and also that even with all these dead-eye battleships and new 10.0 meta going in close, but using a smart positions, trying to use islands as a cover can work out, and how much support of a cruiser can make life easier for destroyers. And ultimately, usually the team that keeps most of their destroyers towards the end of the battle is the team that wins, because the as much as a cruiser, healthy cruiser towards the end of the battle is a very strong thing and a very strong opponent, the alive destroyer at the end of the battle is very, very dangerous opponent. Because usually a live destroyer at the end of the battle also means this destroyer player knows what he's doing. So I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you did, please like. If you didn't, please dislike. Please subscribe to my channel, and I see you next time. Goodbye.